Welcome back to the Gentleman's Gazette. In today's video, we talk about how to get rid of dandruff. First of all, I discuss what it is, what causes it, and most importantly, how you can treat it. So what is dandruff? It technically is the shedding of the skin as it dies from your scalp. Dandruff can cause redness, irritation, and itching on your scalp, and it looks very unfavorable. Sometimes it can even make people self-conscious, especially if you wear a nice dark suit, because it really highlights the white dandruff. So what exactly causes dandruff in the first place? It could be things like psoriasis, eczema, sensitive skin, dry skin, a fungus, or maybe you wash your hair too often, or maybe not enough. Fortunately, most of the time, these things are treatable with over-the-counter drugstore products. Now, I'm not an MD, and I'm not going to tell you exactly what you can do. It's just experience that I've had and that I want to pass on so you can get rid of your dandruff. When in doubt, always consult your dermatologist, especially if you have conditions like eczema or psoriasis. So how can you tell if you have dandruff? Well, first of all, it's very easy because you see white skin flakes. Sometimes it can also be your product. For example, if you have a gel that you like to flake a lot, and it may look like dandruff, but it's a little more translucent and it's usually water soluble. On the other hand, it's very difficult to get rid of dandruff because there are little flakes, and it's best to have someone look at your scalp and see whether it's dry skin or just hair product. Dandruff starts at the hair root and you can see it throughout the hair. But it's a very good indicator that you have something at your hair root that's on the skin, it's dandruff. If you use a product like minoxidil against hair loss, that could be the cause of your dandruff as well. So take a look at the products you take and see if that could have an effect on your dandruff. How to get rid of dandruff? Honestly, it really depends. Personally, I've had dandruff in the past, and I know many other men who've had it too. It's not a big deal, but it's important to understand that a different cause requires a different treatment. In the beginning, you don't know what the cause is, and so you just start with one product and one active ingredient against dandruff. Then you take this shampoo and you use it for 3 weeks every single day, once a day. If you can see no improvement, switch to the next product with a different active ingredient. Now simply repeat the process as needed until you get rid of it. In my experience, it usually takes about 2 or 3 different products, but it may be for you that you have to take 5 or 6 different ones, and it's a time span of 12 to 15 weeks, but eventually you will get rid of it. Once you've determined what works for you, it pays to always have a bottle on hand and to use it regularly. Especially if you see that it comes back, make sure you use it. Some people also use an anti-dandruff shampoo continuously just to make sure it never resurfaces. What you do is really up to you, and you have to figure out what works and what doesn't. In terms of active ingredients, there's really a bunch of different ones on the market. Active ingredients against dandruff include ketoconazole, selenium disulfide, coal tar, egg oil, tea tree oil, or even apple cider vinegar. Now let's focus on some that I know work. The most popular product on the market is Head & Shoulders, and it uses pyrithione zinc as an active ingredient against dandruff. I've used it before and it worked for me, so I can only say good things about it. Obviously, it doesn't have the most high-end ingredients, and so there are many other options. Another option is Nizoral. Its active ingredient is ketoconazole, and it's particularly good if you have dry scalp skin or a fungus, because it kills bacteria and it really actively fights dandruff. If you really have persistent dandruff, you may want to try a coal tar product, such as the one from Neutrogena Tea Gel. I must warn you, it really smells bad, but it slows down the renewal of the skin cells, which can actively help to prevent dandruff. If you want something that smells good and is more natural, try a shampoo with tea tree oil. I use the one from Pete and Pedro, and when you smell it, it's just really pleasant. Tea tree oil works best for medium to light dandruff. It's a natural product. It's also used for acne and other things that are related to skincare. So it's a very mild and healthy product. If you suffer from very light dandruff that is caused by dry skin, I suggest you try the Aveda shampoo because it moisturizes your skin and helps your hair follicles to grow, and it keeps dandruff at bay. For a more comprehensive list on anti-dandruff shampoos, please check out our in-depth guide on our website here. So what if you have dandruff? Here are a few tips to keep in mind. You gotta be patient. It's not gonna go away overnight, but if you consistently use a shampoo and try the routine, it'll vanish, I promise. Also, avoid scratching your scalp because it just makes it worse and you can see it all over. When I have dandruff, I try to avoid dark jackets because you can very easily see the dandruff. Also, I would suggest getting a close brush where you can always get rid of everything before you go out so you can be confident and not self-conscious. Now go check out the guy on the website.